You know, I seriously considered using a car seat headrest as a prop in this video, but the only way I could get my hands on one is if I ruined the back seat of my car, which didn't seem ideal. So we're going to keep this low budget video a low expectation, low budget video. Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing the car seat headrest album, Making a Door Less Open. This is the 12th studio album from the American indie rock band starring Will Toledo, as if he is the main actor of a star-studded film. And you know, based on the critical reception of this group's work to date, a star-studded film seems only accurate for a description. Keep in mind they're not a box office hit, but car seat headrest are certainly one of the most celebrated indie rock acts of the past decade, owing to a couple albums, Twin Fantasy and Teens of Denial. I personally got into car seat headrest through an MLB The Show video game with the song Fill in the Blank being on there. I loved it, and the game, of course. In fact, the video game got me listening to the rest of Teens of Denial, and I couldn't be more grateful, because that album, I might be overstating its importance, but my god, is it incredible. Between the lo-fi aesthetics and production on there, not to mention the songwriting, which is ever so topical for the 2010s, also emotionally charged, I could almost curl up into a ball and live through the confusion, anger, and identity that Will Toledo is preaching to the world on the record. Speaking of identity, a handful of years have passed, and the big change for this new record over here is a notable departure from car seat headrest identity and sound. They're still somewhat lo-fi, but they're more electronic and punk inspired this go around. Introducing us to this project was the lead single Can't Cool Me Down, and it was hyper-focused on drum machines and quirky little synth leads. Still, you couldn't mistake Will Toledo's croons out of a lineup, you know, at like the police station. The lead single, though, is just really eye-opening, and I've grown to appreciate its new direction for the band. Now, I can't say I was all too big on the next couple singles upon their initial release, so that naturally lowered my expectations for the rest of the album. Just the electronic sounds with car seat headrest, they'd be one of the last bands I'd expect to adapt this into their DNA. Starting the record from the beginning, though, I quickly understood what the potential and what the appeal for this electronic sound could be. Weightlifters is the name of the opener, and it teases its release of tension with a prolonged passage of oscillating and squawky synths. Once the drums and guitars make their appearance, though, this song hits a top gear, and it sounds like a typical car seat headrest tune, just refreshed like a new car smell. I also appreciate the lyrics on Weightlifters and the ironic expression of wanting to take control of your mind because your thoughts can take control of your body, so it must be true the other way around, right? Another song that teases its intro is the ambitiously lengthy single There Must Be More Than Blood. I was originally mild on this track when it first dropped, but it has since tunneled its way into my heart as this infectious rock song. It's weird, the elements that I didn't like upon first listen, the dragging pulse and the subdued synth chords, they only enhance my enjoyment that I get out of this track now. I don't know what changed. I even appreciate the other single now, Martin is the name of that one, which is one of two acoustic guitar-led tracks on this project along with What's With You Lately, the former being another classic car seat headrest cut complete with a euphoric and ready-to-sing-along chorus. Meanwhile, the latter of the two has Neil Young-style vocals and gorgeous guitar strumming. So that leaves us with one other single I've yet to mention so far, and that is Hollywood. I'm okay with this one if we're strictly speaking about the punk sound and mosh-ready guitar riffs. I just don't quite get on board with the lyrics about Hollywood making you want to puke. I don't know, it just seems a little out of place and irrelevant for the grand schemes of things in 2020 of all years, but who knows, maybe one day it will be appropriate. Speaking about what might be my favorite track on Making a Door Less Open, though, it's the one that actually fully embraces the electronic sound. This is entitled Deadlines, thoughtful. It is electronic rock done right. It grips me for every second that it uses of its runtime. Kind of sounds like an experimental version of like a 2 Unlimited song. But seriously, after removing Will Toledo's vocals, if you were to tell me that this was a car seat headrest song, I would say, sir, you are a liar, liar, pants on fire. I wish more songs were like this on the record, full to the brim with life and color, because sadly the rest of what's on here is kinda holding back from what Deadline's Thoughtful does as a song. The weak spots on this record include the Deadline's counterpart of Deadline's Hostile, which kind of plays like this textbook indie rock song that has dominated much of Car Seat Headrest's past music. I expect many old fans to dig this, but for me, with the tune being so faint and the sound play being deficient, I only enjoy the final eruption of energy in the song. To make matters worse for the song Deadline's Hostile, it's one of those rare occasions when Will Toledo loses me and almost puts me to sleep. And granted, he's always had that impassive and lethargic vocal delivery, but this time there's nothing there. There's nothing substantial to hold on to in terms of melody. Another song that actually has me clinching to my chair is Hymn Remix. On that track, we have a droning and cinematic organ that is beautiful, even if the song is half-baked and stream of conscious. I could just go without the jaggy and broken vocals from Will Toledo. Notably, as a remix, this song was actually shortened as well for the digital copy of the album. It would have been nice to hear the extended version if it had more sound play and less hideous vocals. But overall, for making A Door Less Open as an entire album, it is very well produced. It is a good solid record, but it is shy of greatness. It was much better than what I expected though, going into it, what the singles were. And I guess the other main point I want to make here is, even if every idea doesn't quite stick the landing, there are likable moments to be enjoyed on each song. Of course, to varying degrees, the highlights are way up there. I sadly just wish that the rest of this project either fully embraced the electronic sound or just left it out completely. It was kind of few and far between when we got the perfect balance of rock and electronic. Just wasn't as engaged with this project as I've been with Car Seat Headrest in the past. Still a recommended album, not their greatest work though. 7 out of 10. So there you have it. There is the Car Seat Headrest album review. Sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this music. Agree or disagree, I'm here to engage with you guys. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town, I'd appreciate that very much. As always, thanks for watching and have a rockin' day.